All right, everyone. It's pleasure to be here with you guys today. I know we're going to wait for a few more people to get in the room, as always. And let's see what happens. It's going to be a fun day today. It's going to be a good day. And as always, I am sharing some of my comics with you guys. Some from my collection, maybe some that I just got in. And some that I've bought off of people. So there's going to be a variety of stuff for you today. Still waiting for some more people to get into the room. And I apologize, I actually put the wrong date for this live. I just copy and pasted basically. And I had the date for the previous date on the title of the live, but the date for the live was correct, which is today. The time was correct, which is now. And the host is always correct, which is me. All right, Johnny, thank you for joining in on my live stream. We're going to get started here in just a moment, Johnny. I'm just waiting for a few more people to get in the room because what usually happens when I start, people join in late, and then I feel obligated to go back and review some of the comics I've showcased. So hopefully I'll get enough people in today that I won't have to do that. And I always look out for my regular viewers and followers. So hopefully they won't miss today. But it's good to have you in here. I appreciate you. I'm opening up a small shipment right now that I got in. So let's see what we got. Hopefully. Of course, they always double bag and double wrap and double everything. These packages when they send them to me. So let's see, Grug, Lightmo, and Sophia. I appreciate you guys joining me. Right now, I'm just opening up a small shipment that I got in. And by small, I mean very small. So I'll show you guys what I got here in a moment. YNW Xavier, thank you, CIS Spook. I appreciate you guys joining me live here on Scavenger's Hunt. Give me a moment and I'm going to get started. I'm going to try to say hi to everybody I can speak to. And the Saucy Pope. The Saucy Pope, how you doing? Crew, how are you? For those of you who just joined in, I'm opening up a small shipment that I got. But I've got some comics that I want to showcase today. Just some things to show you. Mostly covers that I'm interested in, that I like. And hopefully you'll like them too. So bear with me for like 30 seconds and I will have this box open. And let's see what I got in. Okay, it looks like there's a couple of posters, which I won't show. And let's see what I got in today. Oh, some cool stuff. All right, let's see. I have Absolute Batman number 9. Oh, that cover's cool. Absolute Batman number 9 I got in. Bear with me a moment. I need to organize myself here a little bit. All right, there we go. If you haven't seen that cover, there it is. What else do we have? We've got Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin, Jason Todd. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. We've got Lost Fantasy. The giant size Lost Fantasy. I have a few people who collect indie comics that come to my shop. Oh, believe it or not, this is one of my favorite reads. It's gonna seem crazy, but this comic is actually hilarious. This is I Hate Fairyland. I know it sounds like a comic for just kids, but if you like comedy, this comic is hilarious. This girl right here, or where is she? Right here. This girl is not only psychotic, but she's just like funny and devious and all kinds of stuff. Golden Rage I got in for my indie collector. Geiger. Fire and Ice. And that's Etrigan on the cover. That's going to be an interesting read. Ooh. Ho ho ho. Ho 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 ho. You guys want to see this one? Gage, how are you? I'm going to tease you for a moment. Dr. Pepper, thank you for joining in. K. Crizzy, thank you, thank you. All right, those of you, Tony Tomes, thank you for joining. You guys are going to want to see this. Oh, this is just too much. This is too much. You guys, trust me, you want to see this one. I should say this one for last. I'm going to save this one for last. I'm going to tease you a little bit. But trust me, you want to see that one. And we've got a DC versus Vampires. Looks like Raven on the cover there. That's pretty cool. And that's probably a variant cover that I got for myself. It is. All right, I'm going to save that other one for last, though. I got a Batman Dark Patterns in, but it looks like they didn't pack this very well. And I'm probably going to have to return this one or get a refund or something. Batman Dark Patterns. Of course, they would put a crease in it. And let's see what else. Don't worry, I'm getting to that one I want you guys to see. Don't worry. You guys stay tuned with me, though. Stay in there with me. Aquaman, all in. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you guys that comic. Superman Action Comics. And maybe I'm hyping it up too much. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm hyping it up too much, but I think you guys are going to want to see it. I think you guys are going to want to see it. Give me like another 3 minutes or so to go through these comics. This is Green Lantern Corps, number 5. I can't wait. World Tree 30 or World Tree 3 or World Tree number 15. World Tree number 15. I don't know why I said World Tree 3. That looks a little bit brutal. But it looks like a good read. Oh, that's a very good read. Oh, I'm reading that one. All right, what else we got? Trinity Wonder Woman. Daughter of Wonder Woman. Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman. And I got a couple of... Oh, this is the original cover. That was a foil or variant cover. I'm assuming that's the original cover. Daughter of Wonder Woman. And we got Supergirl. Here is another Batman and Robin. I guess the one I showed you before was a variant. There's Etrigan again. Again, what does he say? And Dean, thank you for joining in, Dean. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's going to be good. All right, are you guys about ready for that one comic? Oh, I got one more. Are you, Dean, you came in just in time, by the way. I'm about to show a comic that I think is going to be a huge, serious collector's item. Doug, are you ready? Doug seems to be ready. All right, let me show this first. This is Batman number 9, a Facsimile foil edition. I really like that cover. That is foil, of course. Doug's ready with that number 2 gifter badge. Thank you, Doug. Dean with the #1 badge. I appreciate both of you. All right, one more thing to show before I show that one comment. This is Supergirl. Her Justice League membership card, I'm guessing. Yeah. Got some of those in. All right. Now the problem with this is I only got one of these because I didn't realize what this was going to look like. Okay, actually I got two. I know one of them is mine though. So what I might try to do is offer one as a reward for something on my live stream. I haven't figured out what yet. You guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to check this out? Like I said, I might be overhyping this, but I freaking love this cover. I love this cover. And Dean, Supergirl is mad underrated. Very much so. Oh my gosh, I love this cover. Alright, I'm not going to keep you guys in suspense. You can tell me if I'm overhyping this or not in the comments. But I'm telling you, this is going up somewhere on my wall or something. In my shop or something. But check this out. You know what? Maybe I should wait to the end of the live to show it. Should I wait to the end of the live? Or should I show it now? What do you guys think? Wait to the end of the live or show it now? It is Sonic. It is Sonic, but it's not just Sonic. All right, I'll go ahead and show you. I'll go ahead and show you. Doug spoiled it. All right, it is not just Sonic, but it's Sonic as Batman. Oh my gosh. This comic goes hard right here. This comic goes, look at that. Look at that. Dude, this is so cool. This is so cool. I'm going to have to try to see if I can order some more of these. Yeah, definitely. Look at that. Holy smokes. All right, so I'm going to try to figure out a way to give one as a reward. And here we go. They're trying to restrict my live again. Let me see what they're saying. My visibility is going to be restricted for 10 minutes at some point. I'll put that on hold, so let's see how long I can go before they restrict me. And by the way, if they restrict the live, I will be back on in 10 minutes. But hopefully they won't restrict it. The Crew 22, welcome back, man. All right, let's see some stuff I got to show you. Some of these I think are really cool. I showed last night, but I'm going to go over these really briefly because I just think these are too cool to only show once. Let me sort through. And some of you guys didn't see some of these, so I'm going to show them again. But I want to sort through the ones I want to show. I'm not going to show them all, but from last night. But I am going to show some of them again. And then I've got more that I'm going to show. So I'm going to show these real quick. All right. Here's the Nightwing cover that I think is pretty sick. Very clean cardstock. So I like that one. Here's a Night Terror's Joker. That is really cool. Pretty sick. Here's another Night Terror's Joker. Another different cover. Dean, I know how you like Nightwing, but that one was for you, bud. Here's a Poison Ivy Night Terror's cover. Detective Comics 1039. This cover is pretty sick. Man Bat in the background. Yeah, you guys missed all of these, but I did an impromptu one last night. This is Batman and Robin, I believe. Yes, Batman and Robin. Also a cardstock. Now this one's just pretty cool. because Batman's like, bring it. And he's already got blood and stuff all over his face. He's already been in a fight, in several fights, but he's still saying bring it. Here's a foil, the Joker uncovered. Who would have thought Joker as Santa? Wonder Woman Night Terrors. Sorry if these are going by so fast, but I did show these last night and I didn't want to linger on them just in case some other people have already seen them. Alright, let me put my flash goal up real quick. Alright, here is another Night Terrors with Zatanna. And being the horror movie fan that I am, of course, I got to put up some horror stuff. Another cool one, this is the Flash. I'm not sure which Flash that is because it's a Virgin variant. And it is a foil cover. If you can see it, his lightning, all the lightning is in foil. All of the lightning streaks are in foil. That's really cool. Thank you for your gift, your gift. Thank you for your gift, Dean. I appreciate that. As always, thank you for the support. All right, Captain America Annual with Wolverine. Captain America versus Wolverine. Awesome, awesome cover. Very iconic cover. And another iconic cover, I'm Back with Venom. All right, so last night, I was only live for 30 minutes, even though I planned on being live for like an hour and a half, but I didn't have very many people coming in. So I postponed it. Excuse me. I postponed it until today. And I'm going to show some stuff from yesterday that I was going to show, but I didn't get around to it. Yeah, I advertised it like just a couple hours before I went live, so no worries, Dean. I know you would have been here if you could. No worries at all. But I got you today. All right, let's see. Let's check out this Deceased Dead Planet with, I believe that's Mr. Miracle, a zombie Mr. Miracle. We've got a green owl, I can't talk today. Deceased is definitely the ish. If you guys haven't read it, check it out. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. This is another Green Arrow, but Count Vertigo took over the cover. Here is a Trigon, or Teen Titans with Trigon taking over the cover. And guys, I wish you could see these live. I wish you could see these live. I forget what they call these. I think they call these a lenticular cover or something like that. It's really cool, but I think they call it a lenticular cover. Check them out though, if you get a chance. Check them out. Here's another. Here's another lenticular cover for Green Lantern, and that is Relic taking over the cover. I'm going to learn to speak one of these days, guys, I promise. This is the Flash with Reverse Flash taking over the cover. And Dean, what is your question? You know I love trying to answer questions, even if I can't. So what is your question? And Ernesto, I don't often invite people to join me live at the moment because I try to focus on my followers, so it's hard for me to focus when I'm live with someone else. But I appreciate the invite though. Let's see, when you do these live, is your shop closed? Well, while I'm doing them right now, yes, my shop is closed. I wouldn't be able to do it with it open because every once in a while people come in. I hope I'm going to be a little bit busier this summer, but even this summer, my shop is going to be open, I think, when I do my lives, because again, I'm doing the Life in a Comic Shop, so I'm going to be doing several different things throughout the day in the comic shop. Day in the life of a comic shop. I'll be doing what I'm doing now. I'll be interacting with customers. I will be opening shipments that I get in to show you guys. I will be any transactions I do if someone's trying to sell me like something that I probably shouldn't buy but really want. I'll be showing those transactions probably. But right now, while I'm doing live, yes, my shop is closed. And you can ask me any questions like that at all, Dean. No worries. I like answering questions. I like interacting with my followers and stuff. So by all means, ask away. All right, here we go. You're the Villain with Lex Luthor. And this is one of those covers, those overlapping covers where you open it up and right behind this cover is part of another, I guess, some more art. And this part is part of that art as well. I don't know how to explain that any clearer, but I tried. If I ever go to America soon, I'll definitely go to your comic shop. Dean, you are welcome to come to my comic shop. I think it would be awesome to have you here as a guest and live in my shop. That would be even better. You've been a very strong supporter of my lives. You've shared, you've sent gifts, and I appreciate you to the max. So you're definitely, if you're in America, by all means, look up my little hole in the wall. Game over. All right, here is Superman being taken over by Bizarro. And let me tell you, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about this Bizarro. From what I remember anyway from reading these comics. Dude, I can't. If I try to move this, you guys can't see how it's moving. Like how it's... never mind. It's hard for me to explain it. But anyway, so that Bizarro, as you guys know, the original Bizarro was from another planet, a backwards planet, but similar to Earth. And so on that planet, of course, everything is reversed. Like that planet is square instead of round. Everything that you do that's bad is actually good. And everything that you do that's good is actually bad. And they speak with broken English instead of correct English. For example, me Bizarro, me no like Superman, that kind of thing. But oh, Dean, then you'll like this story real quick. So and Salvador, thank you for joining in. I appreciate you. So that was the Bizarro world. And I don't know, I don't remember reading how they found Bizarro World or Bizarro found us. But in any case, that was how they. The original origin of Bizarro. He was from another planet, similar to Earth, but everything was reversed. And if he said he liked you, that means he hated you. If he said he hated you, that means he liked you, basically. But in this Bizarro story, or this creation of Bizarro, and this creation of Bizarro, and by the way, before I say that, the original Bizarro, his S was backwards because, again, everything on that planet is backwards. So his Superman S was backwards, and he was called Bizarro Superman. But this Bizarro, he was a clone that was being developed by Lex Luthor. And to answer your question, Dean, the original Bizarro's powers were kind of opposite of Superman. Like instead of ice breath, he had freeze breath. And instead of shooting heat vision, I think he shot frost vision or something like that. And he was strong. He was strong like Superman though. And But I think kryptonite made him stronger instead of weaker. And the kryptonites that made Superman strong made Bizarro weak. But basically, he had the same powers as Superman. They were just kind of reversed. But this Bizarro, Lex Luthor was cloning the DNA of Superman, and it had been in development over a long period of time. He was slowly cloning it. Well, when the Injustice League, and don't quote me on this whole story, but this is what I remember reading. But when the Injustice League attacked, Luthor wanted to defend Earth because they were destroying stuff and they were destroying people. So Luthor wanted to defend Earth, our Earth. And so he bought the Superman clone out of its incubation. And but the Superman clone was underdeveloped. So the original Bizarro Superman, his face was blocky, like crystal blocky, like I don't know if you can imagine a huge like crystal where there are pieces that are flat and broken and stuff. That's how Bizarro Superman looked. Whereas our Superman's face was smooth. That Bizarro Superman original, where his face was blocky and choppy. And whereas Superman had a fair skin, this Bizarro was pale. So anyway, the new Bizarro, he was brought out of incubation, but he wasn't fully developed. And so his mind wasn't fully developed. So he had he was like a child. So that's why he spoke in broken English, like me Bizarro, you know. And they called him Bizarro because they said, you know, he looks bizarre, and so I guess he took on the name Bizarro. This is the Cliff Notes version, by the way. And when he put the Superman costume on, he put the Superman shirt on inside out so that the S was backwards. And it was just awesome. It was just awesome. Fly, welcome, Fly. You're at work right now, so you might not be able to watch for long. That's okay. You watch as long as you can. You know you are always welcome to be in here. So I appreciate you being in here. All right? But anyway, that was the story, basically, behind the new Bizarro Superman. I actually like that story. An underdeveloped clone of Superman that made him imperfect. Loved it. I loved it. But anyway, that's that Bizarro Superman. All right? Let's see. Bizarro and the Terribles. Year of the Villain. Again, that overlapping background. I wish I could show you the overlapping backgrounds by opening it, but every time I open a comic, they try to put some restriction on my live, so until I figure that out, I can't. I'm trying to avoid opening up stuff to show you. Year of the Villain, the Legion of Doom. Another overlapping cover. Fly, don't feel bad. It's hot in my shop too. My shop is old. The building is old, I should say, and we don't have air conditioner right now, so we use fans. But I have to turn the fans off because they generate a lot of noise. So hopefully one day we'll have fans. One day when my TikTok blows up and I get all the support from you guys, I'll be able to afford air conditioner and a better shop and bring you guys better content, which is my lifelong dream. All right, You're the Villain, Jericho. There we go. And if you guys don't know who Jericho is the son of Deathstroke. Wait, hold on. Is Jericho the son of Deathstroke? I think Jericho is the son of Deathstroke. Or one of the sons of Deathstroke. Yes, Jericho is one of the sons of Deathstroke. But he was killed. All right, Earth. This is Earth with Desaad on the cover, taking over the cover. That's a sick cover. This is another lenticular cover, by the way. So yeah, when this moves, guys, the background reacts. So I can't do it I can't do it live very well, but I'm telling you in person, this is incredibly awesome. Can you guys see that moving? Can you see that? Maybe a little bit. His head shifts a little bit. The fire repositions a little bit. I don't know if you can see that or not. But it's really cool. Cool stuff. And Rob, I appreciate you joining us, Rob. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Fly, for letting me know. All right, this is Green Lantern with Mongol taking over the cover. Same thing. This cover interacts when you tilt it. Things move just a little bit. Reposition a little bit. I wish I could do it justice live. And I think I've done those two. All right, let me get to some more stuff. Those of you who like X-Men and the X Family and all that good stuff, I have a run of the Executioner song that spans X Factor, X-Men, and probably X-Force if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not X-Force. Oh yes, and X-Force. I'm not sure if I have all of them, but let's find out. I might have them all. I do have them all. Okay, cool. So let me show you all of the covers of the Executioner song. There is number 1. For those of you who are X-Men fans, this is the Executioner song number 2. And as you can see, this one spans into X Factor. Do I recommend reading Nova? I've been hearing a lot about him lately. I absolutely. Nova is a very interesting character, and I absolutely recommend reading Nova. So if you find one, pick it up. If you see it in my shop, grab it. All right, I've got Executioner song number 3, which spans into X-Men. And I've got an unopened copy, somehow, still, which is interesting. In fact, I've got 2 unopened copies. Executioner song number 4, which spans into X-Force. And guys, when I say I have an unopened copy, trust me, I don't collect comics just for the value. But I think it's cool every once in a while I have something that's unopened, but that is not my priority. My priority is to collect comics that I'm interested in, and not just because of the monetary value of them. Which is why I like covers a lot. I'm a cover guy, mostly. But I do read comics as well. Executioner song and X-Men number 5. And you can see Apocalypse on the cover. And let's see, Fly, what unopened comic do you have, Fly? Just out of curiosity. And thank you for liking the live, guys. Please share if you would. Get some more people in the room for me. And let's talk comics. Executioner song part 6 in X Factor. Part 7 in X-Men. Part 8. Let me get the open version. There we go. Part 8. Yeah, I mainly read them too, Dean, and I used to draw from comics a lot. I used to practice drawing. No worries, Fly. But yeah, I used to practice drawing when I was heavily into reading comics. Like, I like reading comics now, but you guys have no idea how many comics I used to read on a regular basis. Especially when I lived in California, I used to spend about $180 a week on comic books. I kid you not, which is probably why I don't have much money now. But I do have it in comics though. All right. X Factor. This is Execution of Song Part 10 in X Factor. Part 11 in X-Men. And last but not least, the final chapter, number 12. So that is the Executioner's Song, ladies and gentlemen. All 12 issues. Okay, let's see what else I got for you. Some of these I've shown already. Oh, this Ocean Master is sick as well. Aquaman, but Ocean Master takes over. Whoever did these lenticular covers, dude, I need to get all of them. From what I understand, there were 52 of these lenticular covers, and I only got like 30 something of them, I guess. I don't know how many I got, but yeah. So let's see. Do you remember the first comic you ever read? Absolutely, I do. And guys, it looks like my visibility is going to be restricted. So I think those of you who are already in here will probably stay in here. Let's see. It says your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because you may be promoting a brand, product, or service. The restriction will be removed once you turn on the content disclosure settings. I'm going to try to turn that on right now. Hopefully. We have Ghost. Thank you for joining in. All right, let me see what I missed. Let's see. Dean says, Fly says, do I remember the first comic I've ever read? And I absolutely do. In fact, I was 8 years old when I read my first comic. And of course, I lost it, when I was a kid. And I recently found that comic again, not my copy, of course, but the comic itself. So let me tell you that story if I haven't told it already, because that is an awesome story. So aside from being a huge Batman fan, I am also a huge Godzilla fan. Love Godzilla. Grew up watching all the old Godzilla movies. Excuse me. And, I remember when I was as a kid, I would sit with my mom, and my mom liked Godzilla. And we had this ritual where we would watch Godzilla, we would watch WWE wrestling, and we would watch Shock Theater, which was the old school horror show. They used to show like the Mummy and the Werewolf and Creature from Black Lagoon and all that old school stuff. Dude, I miss those days. But anyway, one of the things we would watch, Dukes of Hazzard, The Incredible Hulk, I reminisce. But we used to watch all those shows, and so I became a huge Godzilla fan. And I grew up in a family of 7 kids, so we didn't have a lot of money. So it was a big treat when we went to a store and my mom bought me my first comic, which was Godzilla. And over the years, of course, it got destroyed and lost and whatever. And the only thing that I remembered when I got older from reading that comic was that it had some kind of a dragon, like a 3-headed dragon maybe, or something like that. Had something to do with the volcano, and I don't know if he crawled out of the volcano or if Godzilla stuffed him in a volcano. I couldn't remember. I just remember that one particular scene, and so I didn't remember what the cover of the comic looked like. or anything like that. So I hunted for that comic for years, many years, especially when I moved back from California in '95. I looked for it everywhere, tried to reminisce, and back then, of course, the internet wasn't huge like it is now. And I just kept looking and looking and looking. And finally, I saw some comics that I thought might be the one that I was looking for. But anyway, I still couldn't find the comic. Still didn't know the number, didn't know what the cover looked like or anything. And one day, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, someone came in and they had this box of comics. And normally I don't buy a lot of comics from people unless, they're selling it for really cheap or there's something in it that I really want. Normally I don't buy much from them or don't spend a lot on it because I've got a lot that I'm trying to get rid of myself. But whenever somebody like is struggling or needs help or and I know sometimes I probably get fooled, but sometimes you can tell when people are struggling and they just want to get rid of something and get a few bucks for it. Sometimes I'll help them out. And these people or this person, I can't remember who it was actually, came in to sell me this box of comics. I was like, sure, I'll help you out. I got a few extra bucks. I'll give you some. I'll just give you some bucks if you want to just get rid of them. I'll give you a few bucks for it. And they were like, well, we can't do anything else with them, so sure. And so I bought the comics. They left. And I started going through the comics, and I saw a Godzilla comic. And then I saw another Godzilla comic. There were like 3 Godzilla comics in there. And so I started looking through them. The first one, oh, this is a really cool comic. This is old school. And I started looking through the second one, and sure enough, there was a Godzilla comic with Godzilla fighting this 3-headed dragon, and there was a volcano, and they were fighting around the volcano, and I immediately closed that book. I might have teared up a little bit, but I wouldn't tell anybody if I did. And I put it in a sleeve, and I took it home where it stays to this day. Dude, years, many years I was searching for that comic book. So that was the first comic I read. I don't even remember the number of it. I'll check when I get home though. But I might even bring it to show you guys. But that was my first comic book that I read. Godzilla fighting this dragon thing. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Fly. Let's see, Dean's spending $100+ every month on comics. That's awesome. And you're going to have an incredible collection, Dean. I used to do that weekly, 180s a week. Insane. But that's how much I love comics, and I still love comics to this day. And I will love comics until I die. And people don't understand the world of comics. Like it is its own universe, and there's so much in that universe, and so much you can get out of that universe. I wish I could help people understand that, which is one of the reasons I do these lives. All right, let's see. We have Ghost. I'll answer your question. Do you know when DC Absolute will come in trade? I haven't heard Ghost, when it will come in trade paperback, but I got to imagine it can't be too much later. Excuse me I just burped. I don't know if you guys heard that, but my apologies. I was going to try to play it off, but I figured out how rude that was, so I apologize. But anyway, I haven't read up on when it's coming back. Since Diamond went under and I switched to another company, I don't get as much comic book news as I used to. If I find out and I see you online, I'll try to let you know if you haven't found out already. You'll probably find out before that happens, except I'm going live tomorrow, so I'll try to find out by tomorrow if you're online. All right, Dean. What part was amazing? Are you talking about my Godzilla story? But in any case, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, Fly, you love to see it. Oh, you guys are talking about my Godzilla. Okay, I will try to bring that in tomorrow. I will try my best to bring that in tomorrow. 180 a week, Dean. That is, I don't know if that's a flex, because I probably could have saved a lot of money. But um, I will tell you this: comic books kept me out of trouble. Um, they taught me life lessons. I learned how to draw from comics. I learned how to read from comics. I learned how to speak from comics. I learned about different artists and writers. I learned um, um, what else? I learned a lot of stuff from comics. I can't think of anything else right off the top of my head, but I learned how to take care of comics, how to take care of things. So, excuse me. Yes, I learned a lot from comics. So, it might not be a big flex of having, spent all that money on comics, but I don't regret it a bit. I don't regret it a bit. Let alone the entertainment you get from comics, and this whole your imagination increases. You know, your approach to life increases. Comics is a big deal. It's a huge deal. People just don't understand because they don't like to read. And but I'm telling you, some of my motivation comes from comics. When you think about, let's take Peter Parker for example, this young high school student who gets bit by a spider and becomes a superhero. He goes through life, he is dragged through life. He's poor, he's struggling, but he still goes out there and saves people's lives. He still does good. He still does things for other people, even though some people even hated him. Look at J. Jonah Jameson. J. Jonah Jameson hated Spider-Man. He tried to get the whole community, all of New York, to hate Spider-Man, and Spider-Man still became a good guy. He still did good. That is a life lesson. I don't care what nobody says. That is a life lesson. How many times have somebody treated us bad and we wanted to do bad back? Right? So learning that lesson from Spider-Man is a big deal. And people just don't get it. They don't understand. But that's why I'm here. I'm going to teach people that life lesson. And you're right, Dean. They are an escape. They are an escape. Let's see. Fly says, I assume you've read the Godzilla crossovers. Like Spider-Man, got it. X-Men, got it. Justice League, got it. King Kong, Justice League, Avengers, got it. Yes, I got them all. Have I read all of them? No. But I do have them. And hopefully during the summer, I'll have more time to read. But they are a great escape, Dean. That's how they kept me out of trouble. They were a great escape. And Fly says, of course, Fly says, Peter Parker is my hero. Wish I got into comics sooner, but I'm glad I'm starting now. I know. I'm glad you started now too, Fly. And you said you're around 23 years old. I don't know how long you've been reading comics. I'm going to assume like a year or two maybe. But the fact that you are in it now and you're still reading them is a huge plus. Huge plus. Because not many people your age even think comics is for kids, and they don't even know. A few months, even better. Even better. Stick with it, Fly. I promise you. You will not regret getting into comics. I promise you. I promise you that. Alright, what else have I got to show you guys? You guys got me all hyped up. You got me super hyped. Some more of these Year of the Villains, Darkseid and the Justice League Odyssey. Of course you'd say it's amazing, Fly, as in the Amazing Spider-Man, as in your profile picture. And I've been curious. I wanted to ask you a question, Fly. Did you use your username as Fly as in the spider and the fly? Or did you just random come up with fly? I was curious, so I wanted to know. Curiosity. Dude, I got so many cool stuff to show you guys. Hold on. Hold on. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. I wanted to show you something. I did pull a few Spider-Man comics, by the way. But there's something I wanted to show you. If you can give me a minute. I was going to show it last night, but I didn't see you live, so I thought I'd hold off on it. So if you could give me a moment. I know you said you're at work, so I don't want you to get fired. So let me see if I can find that real quick. Let's see if I can find that real quick. I had it out with my stack of stuff that I was showing yesterday. And I don't know how long you're going to be able to stay on fly, but let me see if I have it in here. Oh, no, I didn't even go through. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. All right, Fly, I got some stuff for you. I'm going to go through these real quick. So stay tuned, Fly. Hang on. You're going to want to see some of these. So I was thinking about you, man. All right. Fly being the super supporter that he is. Dean, you too. I always got something for you, Dean. All right, let me see what I missed first. Let's see. I wish you would know it's a shorter version from my childhood gamer tag Fly. Oh, nice. Well, I like the spider and the fly story even better. All right, and I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad it's slow, but I'm glad you're able to stay on. All right, so Dean, you can check these out too. But I pulled these for Fly as well. So I've got Into the Shadow of Cain, the Scarlet Spider in solo action. Bam. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, buddy. You ain't seen nothing yet. There's that. All right, what else I got? Oh, look at this. A collector's preview. This is a preview comic with Spider-Man and the Scarlet Spider on it. All right, what I missed? Let's see. Dean says, yo, I got the best Spider-Man cover the other day. The wedding. And it's really cool. Nice. Very nice. Very nice, Dean. All right, let me see. I like this cover because of the artwork. The Amazing Spider-Man number 30. The artwork is sick. They did Spider-Man some justice right there. I really like this one, The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm gonna have to put all these in my shop, on my online shop for you, Fly. All right, The Trial of Peter Parker, part 3 of 4. You can see both Spider-Man and the Scarlet Spider in this one. Dean, I need to see that cover that you got, by the way. Part 3 of 5, The Mark of Cain. Now, I'm sure I've got some more of these, but these are some I just happened to pull out while I flip through. Now, this one I really like. Even though I'm not a fan of the Scarlet Spider, I really like this cover. Is this a Rob Liefeld cover? I'm not sure, but I really like this cover. And these are newer, but this is the Superior Spider-Man number 1. And here's virgin, not a virgin variant, a variant cover. It's up to Superior Spider-Man #1. That looks like a Scotty Young variant cover. Let's see. Is that Scotty Young? Is that Scotty Young? That is Scotty Young. That is a Scotty Young variant cover. All right, so there you go, Dean. Oh, well, just a couple more things. Or not Dean, but Fly and Dean. I got some stuff for you too. I got something for you too. Give me just a second. I showed these last night too, but these are pretty cool. World's Finest started Superman and Batman. And this one goes hard. Superman and Batman, World's Finest. And then another Superman and Batman. Now in this issue, if this is the issue I think it is, I do think it is. Let me open it. I gotta check first, because I want to tell you a story about what happens in this. And Dean, thank you for liking the live again. I appreciate the support, guys. Let me make sure what happens in this comic is what I think happens in this comic. Because if what I think happens in this comic happens, then I can't help but to tell you about it. So let me make sure. And if it's not, then I'm going to tell you anyway. And daggone it, this isn't the comic that I thought it was. Maybe not. Well, shoot. Actually, yes it is. Yes it is. Alright. So in this... Hang on a second. Hang on just a second. There we go. Alright. This is the comic. So in this comic, Superman has been taken over by something. His body looks cosmic. You know when they make someone's body like it is the universe itself. It's the shape of the body, but inside is like the universe with stars and planets and stuff. Well, somebody took over Superman's body, and he's being mind controlled in this. Right? He's being controlled. And Batman was on the edge of this skyscraper. Like he was standing on the roof of a skyscraper near the edge. And Superman's hovering over him. And he's looking for Batman. He sees Batman, and he decides to fly down at Batman at super speed. Okay, first of all, let's not judge these old school writers. Okay, let's not judge these old school writers. But somehow, Batman was on the edge on the ledge of one of these skyscrapers, and when Superman came flying down, Batman calculated. Let me repeat that again, ladies and gentlemen. Batman calculated the precise second. Now I'm over dramatizing. All right, I'll over dramatize, but this is the only way I can explain it. Batman, I'm going to say it one more time. Batman calculated the precise second that Superman reached him, and knowing he can't stop Superman, he sidestepped and continued Superman's momentum by pushing him down, and Superman's speed kept going, of course, and he plowed into the street below, and while he was getting up to come out, Batman, I think he ran into like some part of the building that was covered in lead or something. And if you don't know, now you know, Superman's X-ray vision cannot see through lead. Batgoat doesn't describe it, Dean. Batgoat doesn't even describe something that happens like that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you're right. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. All right, this is a little later in that Batman Superman series, or Superman Batman series, I should say. That's just a little bit later, and I don't remember how he got out of that. All right, but anyway, that's cool stuff. That's some cool stuff right there. I got some more Spider-Man stuff to show if you guys want to see it. I brought out some Spider-Man stuff, so let me show some more of that stuff. What do we got? All right. I pulled some cool Spider-Man covers that I thought looked cool. All right, I'm missing part of the conversation. Let's see. Somehow they write Batman like he's got some hidden superpower. Well, let me tell you, Fly. Let me tell you. So Batman, there's a new storyline that explains Batman. There is a hypnotist. I don't want to give this away because there's more to this story that you guys just need to read. You need to read this story. But there was a hypnotist that unlocked portions of Batman's mind that makes it able for him to accomplish these incredible feats. Aside from that, Amanda Waller, who I'm sure you guys are familiar with, Amanda Waller has labeled Batman a metahuman. It ain't my fault he's awesome. It ain't my fault. But he is labeled, even as a human, he is labeled as a metahuman. What other superhero? What other normal person, superhero, do you know of that is so goated, as my good friend Dean puts it, that is so goated that he is labeled as a superhuman? Dude, that's my boy. Batman is my boy, I'm telling you. All right, anyway, let's check out some of these Spider-Man covers. Amazing Spider-Man, the Fiery Fury of Freak. Dude, that's a villain from a horror movie right there. That's a horror movie's villain. I like the artwork on this. This is... Who is this artist? That's not McFarlane art. No, it's not. But this is one of the artists who tried to copy McFarlane's webbing. McFarlane revolutionized the Spider-Man webbing, as you guys may know. Whereas it used to be drawn as like that hashtag kind of thing over and over. Todd McFarlane revolutionized it. Some of you may not know who the Puma is, but that is the Puma right there. The Tibetan monks. Yeah. The Tibetan monks. It's the Tibetan monks. All right, the Spectacular Spider-Man. But I'm going to turn you guys on to a Batman story I want you to read. I got to find out what issue number it is. But anyway, and it explains a lot. Not only does it explain a lot about Batman, it explains a lot about the Joker too, and it is freaking awesome. All right, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Not one of my favorite Spider-Man costumes, but I do have the action figure. I've got two of them, as a matter of fact. And both of them are unboxed, believe it or not. Another Spectacular Spider-Man. Now, I did my best to stay away from the whole Ben Reilly clone saga. So I don't know if I don't know if the Spectacular Spider-Man was Ben Reilly, and I think it was. I'm not 100% sure. Not Spectacular, the Sensational Spider-Man, I think, was Ben Reilly. Yeah, Sensational Spider-Man was Ben Reilly. And this is a Sensational Spider-Man cover. Fly, you might know more about that than me, believe it or not. My favorite Spider-Man's villain that isn't Green Goblin, even if Green Goblin was in there, he still wouldn't be my favorite, believe it or not, Dean. My favorite, I think we talked about this before, but my favorite would have to be Kraven the Hunter. If they do Kraven the Hunter like they're supposed to do Kraven the Hunter, hands down Kraven the Hunter. The movie did not do him justice. Amazing Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. Carnage. Carnage is your favorite. Fly, what's your favorite? Oh, Fly, you said Carnage was your favorite. All right, then Dean. What's your favorite, Dean? Mine is definitely Kraven. Kraven the Hunter. Because Kraven is a bad A. People just don't know it. So I bought this one out because I wanted to explain, for those who didn't know, that this is where Spider-Man got the original idea for the black and white costume from. He got it from Spider-Woman. And I'm going to tell you a really quick story that you guys might not know. Spider had to get help from Venom just to do anything to Carnage. You're right. He's definitely a formidable. He's definitely a formidable villain for sure. But let me tell you the story about the black and white Spider-Man costume, and it's not just about Venom. Oh, and Dean, Lizard in that Spider-Man movie with. I'm pretty sure we talked about this because I keep forgetting his name. Not Tobey Maguire. The one that rode the skateboard. But anyway, the Lizard in that movie was freaking amazing. Andrew Garfield. Thank you, Fly. Andrew Garfield. But that lizard, the lizard in that movie was beautiful. Epic. Epic. Why did my other phone just go off? Anyway. But anyway, during Secret Wars, Spider-Man had his regular costume, his regular blue and red costume. However, it got damaged quite a bit because they were fighting like crazy. And his costume got damaged quite a bit. And if you don't know about the original Secret War story, this galactic being called the Beyonder whisked. You can tell I read comic books. Who says whisked? Kidnapped. He kidnapped a few superheroes and a few supervillains because he was curious about humanity. Created a planet for them that he built off of pieces and parts of different planets, and set them on this planet. They had no way to get off. And but anyway, during their battles, they had to fight. And the winner's team, who won, will get whatever they wished, right? The Beyonder is more than mad crazy OP. He is goated OP. He is beyond OP. He is godlike powers OP. Yes. Yes, he's Beyonder. He's mad crazy OP. Yes. But anyway, but yeah, so he created that planet. I'm glad you know who the Beyonder is, by the way, Dean. A lot of people just know of the Secret Wars from the TV movie, and that doesn't do it justice. But anyway, so yeah, they fought. Spider-Man's costume got messed up, and they were trying to find Solitude, the heroes, and they found this this one part of the planet that had all this advanced machinery and equipment on it. And Spider-Woman, who had also been captured, she had a black and white costume already, the one I showed you just a moment ago. She already had this black and white costume, right? And so on that part of the planet, they found a machine that would do whatever you imagined. Well, not whatever you imagined, but it did some things that you would imagine. And one of the things it did was it repaired their stuff. Like Captain America used it to repair his shield that had been broken. Captain America's shield got broken in this craziness. And so he used it to repair his shield. And then Spider-Man was going to use it to repair his costume. But when he put the thing on to think about the costume, he started thinking about Spider-Woman. And so his costume came out black and white instead of the red and blue. But of course, later on we find out, and he was able to manipulate that costume mentally. So he didn't need web shooters anymore. He could, mentally think of webbing coming out of his costume and it would come out. He could mentally think about the bottom part of his costume coming up so that he could eat with the costume on, and that part would open so that he could eat. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you the Secret War story that came out before Noel, because I don't think they originally intended for this to be an alien. I think that storyline came up later, and so yeah, basically he wore this costume for a while, was able to control it, and then we found out later that it was a symbiote. Right? I don't know how soon there was a hint that it was a symbiote. And the thing is, everybody else who used that machine didn't have a symbiote attached to them. So I don't know if the Venom symbiote latched onto the machine so that it could bond with Peter Parker. I don't know. But that's how the original black and white costume came into play. So just, if you get a chance to read Secret Wars, read up on it. Read up on it. And see what you think. Alright? But that's just some old school comic book knowledge. I honestly think they decided to change the or to introduce the symbiote later, and I don't think that was their original idea. I could be wrong. Let's see, another cool thing about Venom is symbiotes don't have eyes. Instead they have a spiral. But Venom is the only one who has the eyes because of the Spidey suit. Yes. Awesome. See, I love sharing this comic book knowledge. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. All right, let me share a few more comics with you, and we will continue to get underway. Give me a second. Let me get myself situated. Oh, I got something else. This is what I was looking for, actually. I was looking for this to show you guys. And I showed this last night, but since we're on the subject, I'm going to show it again. Since we're on that subject. Wasn't the black and white suit made from a fan of Marvel, not by an actual artist? Now that I don't know. That I don't know, Fly, but I would not be surprised at all. I would not be surprised at all. Alright, but since we're on the topic of Venom, I wanted to show you guys these. If you didn't watch my live last night, this is Venom. This is the Shiver storyline, part 1. Part 2. Part 3. Welcome back, Dean. I didn't know you had left, but welcome back. Part 3. And part 4. And that is the Venom Shiver storyline. Alright, some more stuff. And Dean is asking who is the strongest symbiote? That would be a question for you, Fly. Who do you know to be the strongest symbiote, Fly? Hang on, I got all kinds of stuff popping up on me. There we go. Who's the strongest symbiote, Fly? You're more of a Spider-Man fan than I am, for sure. Even though I do like Spider-Man, but I'm not sure who the strongest symbiote is. Oh, do I have some more covers for you guys? Oh my gosh. Holy smokes. Okay. Let me get through some of these real quick. And I'm missing something I was looking for a minute ago. There it is. Let me see if that is, yes, that's the same one. Okay, cool. All right, so I am going to, I'm going to show you these real quick. These are all foil covers, by the way. This is the Power and Responsibility Web of Spider-Man. I've got part 1. Part 2. And part 3. I actually have 2 part 1s, so one of these will be up in my shop sometime soon. And Dean, I've still got to find out about international shipping for you. I've still got to find that stuff out. Thank you again for liking the live, Fly. I appreciate all the likes. Venom is technically the weakest symbiote? Holy smokes. The child symbiote is always stronger than the parent symbiote. That won't work in our culture. Not at all. All right, Dean, I hate that you got to go, man. I hate that you got to go. I'll try to post the whole live at some point so you can see. So try to check it out later if you can. And, man, you have a blessed day as well. I appreciate all your support, Dean. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon, bud. You take care. All right, Fly. I'm going to save some of the X-Men stuff for Dean for later. But I'm going to show you some of these cool things as well, and everybody else who's on here. Show you some cool stuff. All right, this is. Yeah, let me do this. Here's DC's versus Vampires. Number 3. This is a variant cover with Superman as a vampire, I believe. Pretty sick. Here is Green Lantern being taken over by Sinestro. This is another one of those lenticular covers. You said that cover is too cold? That cover is too cold? Or maybe you meant too cool? It is so cool. Alright, Captain Cole and the Rogues. You're the villain. This is another one of those overlapping covers. Now this cover is too cold. This is what you would call a cold cover. That's funny. This is sick. This is another lenticular cover of Darkseid taking over the Justice League. This one is one of my favorites. I still gotta find the other ones because there's some cool ones that I still don't have, dude. Zod taking over Superman or Action Comics. Yeah, for sure, Fly. Oh no, this is another one of my favorites. Whew. Can't do this one justice either. This is Doomsday taking over Batman and Superman. Dude, I cannot do this justice. I can't do that justice, Fly. Now this is a deceased cover. Darkseid deceased. Now the vibrant colors on this are freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Doomsday has one of my favorite powers I've ever seen. You mean the power to adapt and overcome? Is that what you mean? That is incredibly awesome. For sure. Check this Black Manta out, taking over Aquaman. To never die the same way once killed that way. Yes, that's an actual super cool superpower for sure. In fact, he's not supposed to be able to be defeated, let alone killed, the same way twice. Woo! Killer Frost taking over Justice League of America. Here's another cold cover. Fly. Those ice shards, like, alternate. Oh, dude. I can't do it justice. I can't do it justice. That's so cool. The Creeper. Taking over Justice League Dark. Another lenticular cover. And don't worry, I'm almost done because some of these I'm going to save for tomorrow. Some of these I'm going to save for tomorrow. I'm not going to do all my lenticular covers. Here's a very cool Gambit cover. And you can see that as foil cover. That's cool. This is when Moon Knight quits the Avengers, I believe. But that cover is cool. He burned up his membership card, as you can see. And behind it, of course, is the Avengers looking at him. Like, what the heck is your problem? Alright. I'm trying to save some of the super cool ones also for tomorrow. We already did that one. Didn't realize I had 2 copies of that one. We already did that one. Alright, let me show some Spider-Man. Some more Spider-Man stuff since I got you here, Dean. I think I got more Spider-Man stuff. Nope, that's X-Men stuff. I might have shown you all the Spider-Man stuff. I may have shown you all the Spider-Man stuff. Yes, I did. I showed all the Spider-Man stuff. So there you go. Alright, so I think I'm going to end the live right now. And yeah, that Gambit, here, let me show you that one again. Let me show you that one again. And I'm going to take it out of the sleeve so you can see its full glory, the full brightness of this comic. All the full color without the reflection of the plastic. It is amazing, dude. Look at that. That is sick. That is a sick cover. Isn't it though? Isn't it? Man. All right. Okay, so that's it for today as for what I'm showing. I'm going to save some stuff for tomorrow. Fly, I hope you can get on tomorrow. It's good talking to you, dude. You and Dean, you guys are usually here when I get on live. It's always good talking to you guys. But I got some stuff I want to share with you tomorrow. Hopefully you can make it. I'm going to try to get on tomorrow at 5:30 again. That would be awesome. That would be incredibly awesome. So hopefully you can make it. All right. But until tomorrow, don't work too hard, man. You try to stay safe as always and stay awesome as always. I'll see you tomorrow. And on an off note, Scavenger will be coming to you live soon. Very soon. All right. So you take care, man. And stay awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, this is Sensei here at Game Over on Scavenger's Hunt, and I'm out.